obsolete, Mr. Wordsworth.
Lie. No man is obsolete.
It's a cookbook.
Who are we?
When will they take the bandages off?
You're a bad man. You're a very bad man.
This lemon sucker here. He's the most suspicious of the bunch.
My name is Talkie Tina, and I'm beginning to hate you.
I believe you're going my way.
Live from Willoughby at the heart of the Twilight Zone. Here are your hosts, Alex and Tyler, the prestigiously perfect podcast in which we call The Twilight Zone.
What is up, Gnomies? I'm Alex.
And I'm Tyler. Happy Mardi Gras.
Yeah. Welcome to the Twilight Gnome Podcast, episode 101. What episode are we going to be discussing this week, Ty?
This week we are discussing The Masks.
Season 5, episode 25. Original air date, March 20th, 1964. This was written by Rod Serling and directed by Ida Lupino, who also is an actress. She was a director and actress, and she acted in one other Twilight Zone episode.
Is it this one?
No. She directed this one, but she was actually the main character of the episode 16mm Shrine.
Oh, I hate that episode.
We'll jump right into it, Ty. What was your favorite moment?
My favorite moment is the opening scene with the doctor and the grandfather. It's really the only scene where we get a sense of what the grandfather is like on his own. And then, I mean, he's even on his own. He's
Still
not
a prick.
Yeah, he's not a great guy, but he's more of a prick when his family gets there. But yeah, I guess I liked getting to see a little bit of him without his family interacting.
I mean, obviously the reveal, the mask thing and like the makeup is really good in this episode.
Yep.
I mean, say what you will about some of the other aspects of this, but it does a really good job being memorable. But I also really enjoyed all the Wilford Jr. parts. For some reason, he's just such a fucking load that.
Say, like I was
So
telling you
funny.
last night, he really reminds me a lot of
John Lovitz.
John Lovitz, just
Similar.
something in looks and voice and mannerisms. He
Definitely similar, for sure. I also thought it'd be funny if there was a spin-off show called, like, Jason and Junior, because they're like, oh, you idiot. They would make a good, like...
Odd Couple.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see that.
We have the technology to rebuild it.
Doctor, what have you created?
I am, for all intent and purposes, AI Serling.
So every week I put a prompt into ChatGPT, come up with a Rod Serling-style intro to the episode we are watching now. Lately I've been having kind of a hard time with ChatGPT, but this one's pretty decent compared to others, I suppose. Submitted for your approval one evening in the Twilight Zone, where family values are upheld by ritualistic psychological warfare. Tonight's episode features a kindly old patriarch who gathers his loving relatives for Mardi Gras, Halloween, and a group therapy session, all rolled into one. Each guest is given a mask, which in this universe is less of a party favor and more a legally binding personality lawsuit. In the coming hour, greed will be punished, hypocrisy will be exfoliated, and subtlety will be beaten to death with a papier-mâché nose. It's a tale of poetic justice, symbolic irony, and the kind of moral lesson usually delivered by a vengeful billionaire with a flair for the theatrics. So don your own metaphorical mask, settle in, and remember, in the Twilight Zone, your inner ugliness may become an outer costume, one you can never take off. AI Serling sucks. I might fucking scrap this. I know we've gone 100 episodes, but...
I mean, at this point, we're deeper in than we are out, so keep going with it.
I also had fucking Grok do one too, but it's pretty much almost like verbatim what he actually says in the episode.
Yeah.
I just don't understand, like, I don't know. I could write my own, but I feel like I wanted to rely more on AI because it's supposed to be like the futuristic podcast and be into this, you know, but I don't know.
Yeah.
We're flopping, Jerry. All right, so every week Tyler and I come up with a few questions for each other, keep each other on our toes while watching said episode. I have 3 this week, and I did find this one kind of difficult.
I have 3 as well, but yeah, this was really difficult. Usually I'm like cramming some in at the beginning, and I was like halfway through the episode. I'm like, shit, I have no questions.
Same. It's an odd, so go for it.
All right, how many years has Jason had his doctor?
27?
25.
Dang it. What's the butler's name?
Charles.
It's Jeffrey.
Jeffrey. What painting is on the right side of the door as you leave the house?
A tasteful nude. I don't know.
No, it's Van Gogh's Sunflowers. You know, like the famous sunflower painting by Van Gogh?
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Sunflowers. When Jason Foster talks about, should I wind my watch for, how many hours does he say?
5?
4.
I knew it'd be a small amount of hours. My last question, where's the family from?
Dang it, that was mine. Boston.
Yep.
All right, short to the punch this week. I guess we'll go right into the plot of this one. We open on a butler coming down the stairs.
His name is Jeffrey.
It is. Another woman asks him, how is the old man? And the butler's like, he's not well, but his relatives should be here shortly.
And then she's like, his relatives. We can already tell that neither of these people like Jason's relatives at all.
Right. We're then brought into Jason's bedroom. The doctor's saying, you ain't got much time left, essentially. And Jason Foster gives a lot of Rod Serling dialogue out of the gate. Like, he's already kind of unlikable, but like talking like this and talking in metaphors and stuff like that, like and talking in like similes and shit like that, and it's, you are about as useful as insert 1960s equivalent.
Yeah, and like I said, like this is my favorite moment, but only because like he's not as cruel. He's definitely a bitter old man, to be sure. I mean, he's dying. Of course, he can be bitter to some extent, but I mean, at least in this sense, you sort of get like he can be friendly with some people because he definitely has a good rapport with his doctor. Like he's kind of tells it like it is with him, but they seem on good terms, and it seems like they have a decent relationship.
The doctor even brings up something because apparently when they first got together, the doctor actually showed some sympathy, and Jason must not have liked it because he's like, you threw a lamp at me or whatever the hell he says.
Yep.
And he's like, ever since I've kind of shot you straight. So Jason asks once again, so I'm asking you simply, how long do I got, Doc? He's like, do I have a week, a day and a half, or is there no need to wind my watch for the next 4 hours?
And the doctor kind of answers, well, let's just put it this way. You're measuring your life now in moments. It could come at any time now.
I like how he's like, it's a miracle you're still alive right now. And Foster's just like, well, there's a couple things I still need to do. That's why it's very important I survive until at least midnight.
Like, this man is staying alive just out of spite at this point.
I mean, do you want to get into it now? He's such a petty fuck.
He is extremely petty. Like, first of all, this is your family that you're putting through this torture. The minute they come in, to be fair to him, I guess, we haven't seen the past, like, 30 or so years of his relationship with his family, and maybe they are deserving of it, but, like, I don't know.
He's the one who raised Emily.
Yeah.
So you failed on that
blame
aspect.
on that aspect, yeah.
And does it bother you that he's obviously American and they have British accents?
Maybe he sent his daughter away to boarding school and then she married a British guy and then they live in Boston, which maybe they commute between Boston and
I just found
England.
it very weird how she has an English accent but her father doesn't. I guess we don't know the mom. She could have been British, but
yeah. I don't know.
And then Rod brings us in.
Mr. Jason Foster, a tired ancient who on this particular Mardi Gras evening will leave the earth. But before departing, he has some things to do, some services to perform, some debts to pay, and some justice to mete out. This is New Orleans Mardi Gras time. It is also the Twilight Zone.
He gets right to it in season 5.
Yeah, no longer long drawn out ones.
I'm here, let's get this over with.
The next one I was just watching that we watch after this one, it's kind of like a spaced out, like he talks and then it shows some stuff and then he talks again.
I'm going to guess season 1 then.
Maybe, we'll see.
Next shot, the doctor's walking downstairs. Foster's family has arrived and they're kind of just not bossing Jeffrey around, but go put my bags up here, and obviously taking advantage of him being a butler. He's like, I hope our rooms are made. The doctor says hi to Foster's daughter. Emily kind of like introduces her husband, who he then introduces the kids, which is a good way of explaining to the audience who these people are. You remember so-and-so, don't you?
That is good writing. I like it when they do that, where it's just like, it doesn't feel clunky. You have one character that's sort of new to these other characters, so they need to introduce essentially the main cast. I liked that.
The doctor tells Emily her father is very ill. She seems kind of fake sad, which they all kind of seem very. Yes, it's
some of them not
very nice
even
to be here.
not even attempting to even be sad at all. Like, it's very clear that the father couldn't give two shits. Like, oh, poor old chap. Like, no, you're not even remotely acting.
Emily then kind of starts prodding the doctor for some medical advice. That must be a shitty thing about being a doctor. Like, every family party, you go, I got this on me. Do you know what this is? Do you know? It's like making up. Like, I get it, but
I think what was more upsetting to the doctor was that he just gave the news that, like, your father is on death's door, and she's like, anyway, things about me and my medical issues. It's like, okay, put things into perspective. Like, calm down.
And I would imagine that this doctor kind of knows her, and her father would have probably said she's a hypochondriac.
Yeah.
The doctor says, I've got other patients to look at this afternoon, Emily. I must leave. Foster's son-in-law escorts the doctor out, and he's kind of trying to prod, like, so how long's the old man got here? And the doctor's kind of just like, not long. See ya. Next shot, they're up in Foster's room. Foster wakes up. His family's kind of pretending to be nice and excited to see him. Foster instantly goes into roasting them. I'll play some of this because it's like he probably, who knows how long he hasn't seen them. He's, oh, if it isn't these fucking idiots.
And he's roasting them in such a way where, like, I can't tell if he thinks that they're so stupid that they won't understand that he's roasting them, or if this is always how he's acted around them and he's always been putting them down and, like, always drawing out the worst of them.
Which, I mean, if that was the case, then obviously you'd be like, when's this old fuck gonna die?
Yeah, exactly. Like, why should they be sad that you're gonna be dying when you've just been a dick to them your whole
I've
life?
been mean to forever hates me.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, of course they hate you.
You are the foremost changeless people on this earth,
I don't like being so ill, Father, if that's what you mean.
don't you? Well, I find that hard to believe, considering that in the past 25 years you've been at death's door so often it's a wonder you haven't worn a hole in the mat. And Wilfred, how's business?
Oh, making a little, losing a little, Father, but I managed to keep my head above water.
You know, Wilfred, I think the only book you ever read was a ledger. I think if someone cut you open, they would find a cash register.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, the episode makes you want to, like, it feels like you want to be on Jason's side, but he is kind of a prick. Like,
He's an
fuck
immense
this guy.
prick. I think what would help is if they kind of, again, in a half an hour format, you can't really do it, but to show, like,
make you more sympathetic.
Earlier in life, like, he was nice to these people and they just kind of trode all over him, and then now he's at that point where it's like, you know what, I don't give a shit, I'm dying, I'm going to say how I feel kind of thing.
Right.
That would be kind of understandable, but from all that we get in this episode, we kind of assume this has been their relationship the whole time, and of course, if he's going to be shitting on them the whole time, they have no reason to like him.
Right. Then he goes to his granddaughter and how she's always vain and looking in the mirror, then to Wilfred Jr., who seemed, I mean,
basically he just calls him slow.
You fucking idiot.
Be like, that's not the kid's fault if he's a little slow.
He was playing in his grandfather's wheelchair, which I have to admit, every time I see a wheelchair, I do got to sit in that and do some wheelies. I pop wheelies in that thing. Yeah, and it seemed like his only crime was being dumb. I mean, obviously he says you torture small animals, but, like, we don't know to the extent. Maybe he was, I mean, obviously torturing animals is not nice, but if this kid, I mean, if he was like 5 years old and like threw a frog or whatever, and his grandfather was like, fuck this kid the rest of his life.
Yeah, again, like, context is sort of key here. We don't really know much about their whole kind of family background.
Right. And then Jason throws a little surprise on them of what their night is going to entail.
I've planned for you all to have an excellent dinner this evening, and then we're going to have a surprise.
Oh, Grandfather, it's Mardi Gras, and I was rather hoping you'd know of some nice young man.
But we're going to have a party here, Paula. We're going to have a marvelous time, and I've arranged for all of us to wear masks.
What? Masks?
How droll, Father. Masks, I swear. You people don't just celebrate the Mardi Gras, you succumb to it. Masks indeed.
That might be fun.
Again, also, like, with Paula, the granddaughter, like, she's like a 17, 18-year-old girl. Obviously, she's going to be like looking in the mirror and want to party with her friends. And he's like holding it against her like, I wish I had youth. It just seems weird.
I would get it. I would get that she would be more concerned if it was an actual truly loving grandfather. Like, yes, even if there was a party outside and like your grandfather was dying at 17, I still hope that you would have like the mental fortitude to still want to be present with your grandfather. But it seems like, first off, he lives in New Orleans, they live in Boston. It's like, I'm sure they hardly ever see each other. And I'm sure when they do, if he acts like a prick like this to all of them, then why would they want to be around him?
Right. Jason says to Junior there, he's like, maybe it's not as fun as torturing small animals. And he's like, come on, lay off, Grandpa. That was a long time ago. Which, again, we don't know the context of. But he's like, all right, how about all of you guys prepare for dinner? We're going to have a very interesting evening. Then Jeffrey comes in and gives Foster some milk. Foster asks Jeffrey to bring the masks into the study. And for the first time, we see the masks, and they're quite creepy.
Yes, they're quite grotesque.
And we go to commercial break. When we get back, the next shot, we see the Mardi Gras parade, which was pretty cool seeing B-roll of the Mardi Gras parade. Would you ever go to Mardi Gras?
I would go to New Orleans in the French Quarter, but I would not want to go during Mardi Gras. I feel like it would just be too many people and just too much. I just want to experience the city like
you wouldn't show everyone your boobies.
Show me your boobies.
Yeah. Next shot. Paula is watching out the window, the granddaughter, and she's very upset because she's not part of the activities. Like, best night of the year, and we're sitting in this mausoleum. Jeffrey rolls Foster into the room. He's obviously overhearing Paula complaining. And he comes in and he's like, how'd you guys like dinner? And they all say it was good. Wilfred asks Foster, do you think it's wise that you're up like this, Dad? And he's like, wise? No, but it's necessary. Have you looked at the masks? And then he goes in to explain how they were created. I'll play some of this because it kind of gives the origin of the mask, which I think is a little bit important.
You know, they are made by an old Cajun. Made is inaccurate. They are created. I'm told that in addition to their artistic value, they have certain properties. They're worn only during the Mardi Gras, and there's a ritual to the wearing. One tries to select a mask that is the antithesis of what the wearer is.
Oh, sure.
I didn't catch it the first time or the second time, but I like how the grandfather says it's the antithesis of the wearer, and the kid that's supposed to be really dumb's like, oh, sure. Like, he probably doesn't know what antithesis means, and he's just like, oh, okay, yeah.
Just trying to be part of the conversation. Yeah, I know those words. So anyway, Jason's just like, so shall we pick the masks? And Jason asks Wilfred Sr., he's like, how do you see yourself? And Wilfred's kind of timid to this, like, I don't know.
I guess I'm an affable man. You're like, oh, you're friendly and charming and smiling. Oh, of course.
Right. So the opposite of that would be, what, greed, cruelty, all the character traits that you're obviously not. The most sarcastic, like if someone said, like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, I can't tell, though, again, like, is he saying it because he thinks his family's so dumb that they can't see that he's very clearly being sarcastic and a douche to them? Or is he saying it knowing that they'll see through the facade and like obviously know that he's being a prick to them because he wants them to know he hates them?
Right. I'm not sure. He just comes off as even if he is in the right, there's a way of doing it gracefully.
Yeah.
And then he turns to his own daughter and he's like, so you're so courageous and all the sacrifices you've made. Let's see, this mask, it's a cowardice, gutless, definitely not you. And Paula, you're so beautiful. Take this ugly mask here. It doesn't have any of the heart or selflessness like you. And then Wilfred Jr., he's just like, here you go. It's the face of a dull, stupid clown, not like you. You're gentle and refined. It was fucking funny. I did enjoy that.
Yeah, I know. I kind of feel really bad for the family at a point where the whole story is supposed to be making me not feel bad for them, and I can't help but feel bad for them because Jason's such a prick.
Wilfred Sr. says, well, what about your mask, Father? And Jason's like, oh, well, I'll be death because I'm alive. Get it? Emily says, do we really have to wear these things? And Jason says, yes, you're gonna wear them. You guys came here for one reason, to reap everything that I've sown, collect everything that I've built. And don't worry, I won't disappoint. Everything will be yours. But he has one little stipulation for him, and I'll play this.
But I must include this addenda, this small proviso. You shall wear your masks until midnight. If any one of you should take them off, from my estate you shall each receive train fare back to Boston, and that's it.
I think what really pisses me off about his decision here is that exact wording. If any one of you were to take off the masks, then each of you will receive nothing. So that
all or nothing.
Yeah, either all of you need to get tortured, or the reason I don't like it is because, okay, say like Emily, for instance, decided, no, I don't want your money. I don't want it from you. I just wanted to be here for you. Like if any of them wanted it that way, they would feel compelled to still wear the mask and act like they wanted the money if the rest of the family wanted it. You know what I mean? Like you're not necessarily making your actions based off of what you want and like your own selfish greed. You might be thinking of your family and saying, well, I don't really care about your money or anything like that, and you might be a jerk, but I'm going to wear this because my family's counting on me to keep this mask on, you know?
Yeah.
And that's kind of not really fair if he kind of gave them an option of like, if you take your mask off, you are disinherited, but the rest of the family can still get theirs. That I feel like would be more fair. Each person is then choosing their own destiny in wearing the mask, but you kind of get guilt tripped into wearing the mask all as a group based off of how he kind of worded it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't believe there's any fairness or justice in any of this, really.
No. But it definitely makes it a lot less just than it could have been.
Wilfred Sr. says, well, if that's what you want, we'll indulge you. And everyone puts on their masks, which obviously Wilfred Sr. is definitely the one who is the most money hungry, I'd say, out of all of them. Which obviously, I mean, he's the son-in-law. He's got the least, like, emotional attachment, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone puts their masks on. They are quite creepy. And them sitting around like that, it's very, like, eyes wide shut. And I don't it's...
And
people wearing masks is very weird.
And also, I think part of the torture of it is like they're not doing anything. They're just sitting for hours staring at each other. He's trying to make them confront themselves and like look at like, this is what your family looks like. And I don't know how long they are supposed to wear these masks for. Presumably they just ate dinner and then it's till midnight, so somewhere between like maybe like 4 to 2 hours they're doing this.
Yeah, I would.
But that's a long time to just sit around and do nothing, just stare at
while
each
people
other.
are partying outside and stuff too.
Yeah.
So the next shot, it's 5 minutes till midnight. Emily starts complaining about how horrible this is. She's like, I'm suffocating in this, Father. The rest of the family starts complaining as well, saying that's it, I'm going to take the mask off.
To come that close, too, they're like, you're 5 minutes.
And
you
Wilfred
can't wait 5 more
Sr.'s
minutes.
like, you stop it right now. We need this fucking money.
I would also kind of be pissed, too, if, like, we've worn this for several hours, and now you're copping out at the 5-minute mark.
Right.
Like, really?
They start begging him, please let us take the mask off. And Jason's like, so that's it? That's all you want to say to me? Which obviously he's looking for fucking the pity, like, Father, you were right. You're so smart.
You were the nicest father in the world. Like, no, you weren't. You're not going to get any, like, niceties from these people.
Right. Jason coughs, and they're like, what is it? And I'll play some of this, because he's like, it's what you've all been waiting for. And he gets his final fucking... Like, if that was a loved one's, like, last words to you, you'd be like, what a prick.
I am just imagining how terrible his funeral's going to be, because, like, if that was my loved one and they cursed me with an ugly face, I'd be like, I'm just going to, like, don't care what happens to your body.
Frank
Like,
Reynolds
it can get
throw you in
thrown
the
in the trash can. Like, fuck you, dude.
Now you can dig deep in the treasury.
Are you feeling weaker, Father?
At last, a note of hope in your voice, Emily.
Why must you always say such miserable, cruel things to me?
I quite agree, Father.
Why, indeed, Emily, because you're cruel and miserable people. Because none of you respond to love. Emily responds only to what her petty hungers dictate. Wilfred responds only to things that have weight and bulk and value. He feels books. He doesn't read them. He appraises paintings. He doesn't seek out their truth or their beauty. And Paula there lives in a mirror. The world is nothing to her but a reflection of herself and her brother. Humanity to him is a small animal caught in a trap to be tormented. His pleasure is the giving of pain, And from this, he feels the same sense of fulfillment most human beings get from a kiss or an embrace.
I completely understand what this episode is going for.
Yes.
But it doesn't seem earned or just.
Exactly. Like, yes, the family is really shitty, and they definitely need some sort of comeuppance. But I feel like, one, the comeuppance is, like, more harsh than what they deserve. And two, the person that is kind of planning all of this and making all of this comeuppance happen isn't justified in what he's doing. Like, he is no better than the family that he is judging.
For sure. It's at this point the clock strikes midnight, and Jason says, and now you're all very rich, and you kept your bargain. Enjoy yourselves. And that was like, all right, it's going to be nice. But he's like, but may God have pity on you. And he's like, you fucking prick, one more fuck you. And then he dies. Wilfred Sr. checks his pulse. He's dead. At long last. And everyone's like, good, fuck this old guy. Let's celebrate. And Senior takes his mask off. The rest of the family shrieks in kind of horror. And he's like, what? What's the matter? And his face has turned into the mask. Would you not believe it? He takes the daughter's mask off. Same thing. Then the son's. He got off the easiest, I think.
I was trying to figure out who got off the easiest.
The son, without a doubt. Looks like he's got like a big bag under his eye.
I'd say the two children get it the worst because they have the longest lives to live now looking ugly, and they also don't have a spouse, so they got to find someone like that. Whereas at least Emily and Wilfred Sr., like, they already have each other, and, like, they have less long to live looking like that. Like, he really fucked over his grandchildren.
Right. They have incredibly creepy faces now. Next shot, Jeffrey and the doctor are examining Jason, and doctor's pretty much like, well, he's in a better place now. And Jeffrey leaves the room with the death mask, and we see the newly ugly-faced family, and Rod takes us out, again talking about justice and stuff like that, but I don't think justice was served this night.
Mardi Gras incident. The dramatis personae being 4 people who came to celebrate, and in a sense let themselves go. This they did with a vengeance. They now wear the faces of all that was inside them, and they'll wear them for the rest of their lives. Said lives now to be spent in shadow. Tonight's tale of men, the macabre, and masks on the Twilight Zone.
And that's our episode. Tyler, what'd you learn?
Never wear a mask on Mardi Gras.
Definitely not. We'll get right into ratings. IMDb currently has this at an 8.6 out of 10. Do you think we're on the same page on this one?
I think I'm going to be higher than you.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to give this a 7.5. It's a good episode. I mean, well, I don't know. The makeup, I can't say enough about, like, the makeup and the reveal is very good. The acting is good. The message, like, you kind of get what they're going for to me, but at the end of the day, I just think even if the family was super shitty to him, what Jason does to them in return is just like it undoes anything that they did in the past. I think that was really shitty.
Yeah, I guess I should have said we were gonna tie as well because I also gave it a 7.5.
Hey.
It's just like you said. It's partial just comeuppance because I can't really help but feel that the grandfather isn't fleshed out enough. He's not really nice. He seems just as cold and cruel as the rest of the family, yet he dares to pass judgment on them. Like, we're missing the warmth from him or a moment where he gives the family an out or a chance to, like, redeem themselves. And alternatively, like, maybe one of the family members could be written to be, like, nicer and called out the grandfather for, like, his cruelty or something like that. I don't know, just missed opportunities in story-wise, but yes, the masks themselves and, like, the makeup is done really well. Great reveal. Acting's good. It is fun, and it's a very memorable episode, but I feel like the moral falls flat because of the writing.
I feel like the foundation is there. This could be an amazing episode of The Twilight Zone, but just needs to be fleshed out a little bit more.
Yeah, true.
Who are they? Where are they? What are they? Let's find out together in The Twilight Gnome presents Inside the Twilight Zone.
All right, so this week we have Robert Keith. He played Jason Foster. He was in a bunch of movies from 1924 to the 50s, and then slowly transitioned into TV, as so many actors of the time did. This was actually the last credit he was ever in, and actually died 2 years after this episode. He was in 3 Studio Ones, 1 Hitchcock Presents, but nothing that really shot out to me. Stood out to me. Yeah. Then we have Milton Selzer. He played Wilford Sr. He had 211 credits to his name. He was in 2 episodes of The Twilight Zone, and we have completed his resume now. He played one of the aliens in Hocus Pocus and Frisbee. You know how the two come to the gas station?
Okay, yep. I thought you were going to say, like...
This is that Frisbee man.
I thought you were going to say, like, him in the alien makeup. I'm like, well, then how would I know?
No, remember there was 2 men in the car?
Yep.
He was one of those aliens. He was in 3 Playhouse 90s, 7 episodes of Get Smart, 2 episodes of Hogan's Heroes. Then we have Virginia Gregg. She played Emily. She had 232 credits to her name. She was in 2 episodes of The Twilight Zone as well, but we still have to do her other one. She was in Jezebel. She did not play Jezebel, but she was in that episode. She was in 4 episodes of Hitchcock Presents, 1 episode of the Jack Benny Program, 1 Addams Family, 1 Bewitched. Obviously, there's many, many more. I usually just pick the ones that kind of like speak to me or things that are in my zeitgeist per se.
Any sex fiends?
No sex fiends. Very unfortunate. This is the only episode of The Twilight Zone that was directed by a woman, though playing his father, Milton Selzer, the guy that played Senior there, was actually only 8 years older than the guy Alan Suze, who played Wilford Jr. in real life.
I can see that. Yeah, the guy playing Wilford Jr. clearly looked a lot older than someone that's called a junior. Like, he had a lot of 5 o'clock shadow.
For an episode I would consider one of the bigger ones, it really doesn't have any more trivia on it, which is kind of crazy. There's certain episodes like Obsolete Man and things like that just don't have a lot of trivia. But then there's like oddball ones that you wouldn't expect that have like a million things of trivia for some reason.
Yeah.
In total, this episode cost $55,157. The director received $1,375, and the cast received $7,843.
What'd you say your name was?
What's in a name, Mr. Benedict, really? It's a mere question of semantics. Just language. A mere stretch of words.
So every week, Tyler and I come up with a few alternative titles to the episodes we are watching. You guys can do so as well if you want to leave a comment for next week's episode. So I have 5 this week.
I also have 5.
All right, go for it.
I'll start with my debacle, Death's Disguise debacle.
I just have the Disguise debacle.
Yep. My next one is Mardi Gras.
I have You Darn Kids.
I have Party of 5.
Justice for Jason.
I have Masquerade.
I have Foster Parent.
And my last one, The Sins of the Father.
I have Pleasure and Treasure. Did you like how you can dig deep in the treasury.
The treasure.
You get pleasure.
There's a couple words where he said, I was like, oh, it's a funny way to pronounce
I had
those.
a science teacher that
Always
pronounced
measure.
Stuff. Always measure, treasure, pleasure.
What's your favorite show that's a spinoff of Cheers? Frasier.
Frasier. All right. Switcheroos. I have 4.
I also have 4. I wonder if we have the same ones.
Judgment Night.
Yes. Mirror Image.
Yep. The Mirror.
Yep. And In His Image.
Oh, and I have Jeopardy Room.
Oh, we got 3 out of the 4.
Pretty close.
Yeah. So just like you were saying, for a pretty well-known episode, not many references or anything to this. The closest one I could find, there is a TV show called The Angry Video Game Nerd. In it, there is an episode called The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. And in at the beginning of the episode is a take on the plot of this episode. In this case, the nerd puts masks on 3 different NES games that he hates the most, and their appearance changes after the stroke of midnight. So
what is this?
It's some TV show called The Angry Video Game Nerd. I've never heard of it. I don't know. It must be a very obscure show. If you've ever heard of it, guys.
Petty vengeance on games he doesn't like?
I guess so.
I'm kind of intrigued by this now.
Other than that, we got a couple different movies and shows about cursed masks, including 1994's The Mask with Jim Carrey, 2005 sequel to that, Son of the Mask.
Some would say the superior film.
I've never seen Son of the
Me
Mask.
neither. I highly doubt it is, though. Doesn't that have Jamie Kennedy and a baby or something?
Yeah, I think Jamie Kennedy is in it. Yeah. Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, and also the video game Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask. And then there's also stories where people become their costumes. Usually this is like a Halloween TV show episode trope. We see it in Fairly Odd Parents, Treehouse of Horror 20, Supernatural, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, Jimmy Neutron, and Buffy, and a bunch of others. And then also the trope of people's inner beauty or lack thereof kind of reflected in their new appearance. For that, we got movies like 2001's Shallow Hal, and then the Beauty and the Beast story, which is super old, not just the Disney one, but I mean, that one dates back a long, long time ago. And also 1890's Dorian Gray, or Picture of Dorian Gray. Did you ever have to read that in school?
No.
Decent.
I was laughing because it reminded me of when you said the person becomes the thing. We got a free trial of Apple TV, and we were watching this show with Noel Fieldings from The Mighty Boosh there when I was trying to explain it to you. It's kind of like Our Flag Means Death, but instead of a guy that has no business becoming a pirate, it's a guy who has no business, and he's kind of like too gentle, but he becomes like a stagecoach, like robbery guy.
Oh, yep.
And to prove himself to like this other rival gang, they're like, oh yeah, well, that creepy wagon that has the gem in it, because it's like the huge bounty in this like creepy wagon that comes at midnight every night. And he's like, but no one has the balls to go steal from it. And he's like, well, I'll go steal from it. And they steal some guy. The driver comes. He's like doing the carriage thing, and they go in and they steal the gem. But as soon as you steal the gem, you become the driver of the cursed wagon. And then apparently everyone else like in the bar and everyone else in the world knew, like, yeah, you don't go do that, you become the thing. Like, we didn't know that you became the driver. And I was just doomed for eternity to be the driver.
That's pretty funny.
But all right, well, every week Tyler picks the episodes, and he does so by showing me an AI generated picture. I play a little game where I have to guess what it is. Are we just into like Death Other now?
Yes, so episodes 101 through 105, we are in the Death Other category. So obviously 101 was Death, so 102 will be Other.
All right, and that was season 5, so it's not going to be another season 5. And from your talk earlier, something longer, I'm guessing season 1, but I have no idea.
Right. You don't even want to guess?
I mean, maybe 16mm Shrine. That'd be funny since it was just Ida.
Okay, you ready?
Yep. Awesome. That's a great picture of it, too. That's how many times did you have to prompt it to get that?
A lot. I used like Grok, and then I used the other one. I used like a bunch of different versions. There's like one of 3 that I picked. This was like my favorite of the 3.
That's fucking great.
3 other good ones.
That might be my favorite AI-generated picture that you've done so far.
Nice.
It is, And When the Sky Was Open.
Yes.
Amazing first season episode.
Very good, yeah.
I'm very excited for that one. Sweet. Definitely want to check that one out next week, guys.
You are about to receive a message from the 5th dimension.
All right, so we just have one message this week, and it comes on our 100th episode, which if you guys haven't seen it already, definitely give that a watch and a like. It is our first episode where we revealed our faces, and the comment comes from Rachel F., and Rachel F. says, "You two look just as I imagined." Thank you.
Thank you very much. A little bit of housekeeping. If you guys could please continue to like and subscribe. And I wanted to bring this up, too. I know that the Twilight Zone, obviously, we might have a more of an older fan base like this. I was talking to a guy at work that works with me, and he was like, he didn't really understand subscribe, so I wanted to clarify just in case some of you guys didn't know this as well. But he was like, how much does it cost to subscribe? It literally costs you guys nothing to hit the subscribe button, and it means the world to us. All it means is that you're going to get notifications of when new videos of ours comes out, or polls and stuff like that. It's a little gesture you could do that means the world to us. So if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. It means the world to us. Also, if you need to get a hold of us for any other reason, you can email us at twilightgnome59@gmail.com. And if for some reason you're listening to this, or not some reason, but if by chance you are listening to this on Spotify, if you could take the couple seconds and give us a 5-star review. Why?
We are a 5-star show.
We sure are. It would also mean the world to us. Other than that, kind of in Twilight Zone world news, Robert Duvall passed away the other day. And of course, he was in one episode of the Twilight Zone miniature, which we did not too long ago. So I want to give a shout out to Robert Duvall, awesome actor. My favorite movie that he was in was Secondhand Lions, for sure.
I would agree. I really liked Secondhand Lions.
But yeah. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah, we just dropped a poll not that long ago. If you guys haven't voted on it yet, please go ahead and do so. The poll is all about Ash Wednesday and what some members of the characters of the Twilight Zone should probably give up for Lent. So go ahead and vote on that if you haven't done so already.
Right. All right. Well, my final question for you, Tyler, then. What do you think your mask would be if you had a very petty grandfather?
So it's... Okay.
It's the antithesis of what you are on the inside, I guess.
I guess it would be like selfish. How would you sew a selfish face? I don't know.
I might cut this, but he called his daughter like selfish and stuff like that, and he kind of gave her like long Jew face, which is very racist.
Yeah.
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 I don't know how you would represent that. I don't know present that though.
That's kind of the whole problem of like the crime doesn't fit the punishment. The only one that disforming her face made sense was the granddaughter, where she was all about self-obsession and her own beauty.
But it was about bringing out your ugly in it.
But like everyone else, like a just comeuppance for Wilfred Sr. would have been losing all your money. Like that was the thing that made him happy. And then like I don't know what I would do for Emily or Junior there, but I don't know. But yeah, if I had to pick a mask for me, I guess a selfish face.
I don't see you as being a selfish person.
No? What would you pick as your? What do you think your mask would look like?
Oh, probably an angry brute, I suppose.
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. I guess that's kind of, I don't know. I feel like both of us are more harsh on ourselves than most people, I guess. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of another question because that one's kind of hard.
What's your favorite Halloween mask you've ever worn?
I mean, yeah, in an episode called The Masks, I personally love masks. I love almost any single mask. I love the masks from Star Wars. I love Halloween masks. I love like ninja masks. You name a mask. I love masks. Are cool as hell.
They
From Skyrim helmets
really
and stuff.
cool. I'm trying to think of like cinematically, or not just necessarily movies, but TV shows too. Like, what's the coolest mask I've ever seen? Like, definitely
a Slipknot mask.
I was gonna say either Kylo Ren or Vader definitely come to mind as being some of the most iconic masks out there. I think.
Yeah, Kylo Ren's my favorite Star Wars character. I mean, I have the big Kylo Ren mask right here in the
Although
studio.
I'm also looking at these Power Ranger figures.
Tommy's pretty awesome.
Yeah, definitely the cool different Power Rangers helmets. Those are pretty awesome.
There's lots of cool fucking masks.
Yeah.
A bunch of them from Star Wars. Almost every single one. All the Knights of Ren, the Praetorian Guards. There's a lot of Boba Fett.
Phantom of the Opera mask. That's iconic.
It's iconic. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah, it's only half a mask.
The dog face guy from The Shining that was blowing that dude mask.
Oh.
Was that Eyes Wide Shut
I
mask.
thought it was supposed to be a bear.
It was like a bear, so yeah. The Eyes Wide Shut masks. There's a couple cool ones in that shot.
Yeah. David Bowie's mask from
Labyrinth
when he's dancing at the end there.
That's a good one.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of cool masks.
I love masks. Masks are cool. I'm trying to think of other bands other than Slipknot that wear masks.
Michael Jackson's The Mask.
Technically, Ghost, do they wear masks?
I do like the Nameless Ghouls. I wasn't gonna say the actual singer guy, but the background singer. I liked that one season where they had like the metal masks.
The Meliora and the prequel metal mask. Those ones are pretty cool. All their masks are pretty cool.
Yeah. The gas mask ones, they kind of look like a horse.
It was like a steampunk gas mask.
But why does it look like a horse?
I don't think it looks like a horse.
It does, especially in the cartoon.
Their new ones are pretty cool. Yeah. What is your guys' favorite mask? There's so many cool masks out there. Like you said, Michael Jackson's The Mask or Tyler Jackson's The Mask.
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
a pretty great one.
But all right. Well, until then, Nomies, Tyler, is there anything you want to say to them?
Thank you all, and have a great night.
It's 4 o'clock, the howling man is gone. Frisbee's telling stories, Mr. Dingle strong. There's time enough for the real Martian to stand up. Next stop, will it be little girl is lost? There's something on the wing wall.
his life.
Yeah, again, like, context is sort of key here. We don't really know much about their whole kind of family background.
Right. And then Jason throws a little surprise on them of what their night is going to entail.
Really?
Yes.
That'd be a good sound bit.
That was weird timing.